Hello and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. My name is Sensei and you are here to watch the Sunday show. Whether you're watching it live or later on, please do hit that like button. Today is all about the XRP ETF reality check. I think I know what's going to happen when that ETF comes out. I think I know exactly what day it's going to come out. And we can use some past ETFs to identify that as well. Alongside that, this week, we've got the decision from Jerome Powell to lower those interest rates 0.25% to also end QT in December next month. So that is all bullish news. We've got the markets at all-time highs. That's the stock market, the major market, the S&P 500, NASDAQ, all at all-time highs. Earnings most of the time are beating. We've got Amazon up 13% after earnings, Apple after earnings, up after earnings, Microsoft now up after earnings. We've got big beats on the earnings side. About 80% of the S&P 500 companies so far are beating on earnings. So yes, the market's overbought. Yes, we're euphoric. Yes, we are at crazy valuations, but it looks like we might be up here for a while. Let's get straight into the video. Let me tell you the news I've got on XRP. Not only do we have one XRP ETF coming now, we've got further amendments. I'm going to tell you all about it. All you have to do is hit that like button. You have to subscribe and I'll tell you that information. One thing that's so important that every time you watch any of the content we produce on this channel is nothing we say is financial advice. Please do not buy or sell based on anything I say. That would be a very unwise decision. But welcome back, LucasAid family. We are here with our shows. We're live daily. Every single day you will see live content from us, mainly during the trading days, Monday to Friday, but you've got your Sunday show, you've got your Saturday show. But yeah, every single day we are live. You can watch these later as videos as well. But do always check in on us. We are live as well most of the time. In the morning, it's 2 hours before the opening bell. I'm live. We do have time changes all around the world. We had it last week in the UK. Now we're having it in the US, I think today or yesterday. Enjoy your extra hours sleep. I don't know if it's happened yet, but I think from tomorrow we're back to normal times in the UK and the US. So it'll be 2 hours before the opening bell everywhere in the world, I believe. So here we go. Let's go into the news. So XRP Spot ETF countdown. We put this in our newsletter recently. Exactly the day we got the information, it was in our newsletter. So it's highly recommended you do go and subscribe to that newsletter. It's the first link in the description. So do go check it out. Every single day we give you all the information. But it does look like the ETF, no, it's very complicated. I'll try and break it down into exactly what happened. So there was this 245-day countdown that began when these ETFs were filed by the various companies, whether it's Bitwise, Canary, BlackRock, whoever was filing these ETFs. They would file it. The SEC every 60 days, there would be a deadline, and they would decide whether to approve it, deny it, or to extend that timeline. Every single time we knew they were going to extend that. When it was going to reach the 245-day deadline, the SEC had to make a decision. Were they going to accept it or were they going to deny it? They couldn't extend it anymore. We were tracking that 245-day deadline since 245 days ago because we knew when they filed it. We had all the dates. There was Litecoin, Solana, Dogecoin, XRP, and a couple more. There was those ETFs, and we knew exactly what day they were going to come out. I think the first XRP ETF was scheduled to come out October the 16th. And then about 7 were due to come out 7 days following that. So that was what was initially going to happen. And then about 2 weeks before the shutdown occurred, there was a rule change by the SEC. They said, we're no longer going to use that that old way of filing. There's a new, updated, better way of filing. Essentially, it's called this S1 filing. You do the S1 filing, and then we will aim to sort of approve it within weeks. So that was we knew exactly what date they were going to come out, and we were getting very close to the deadline. But we said, okay, there's no problems. If this is the new, more efficient SEC that wants to get it done in 2 weeks, perfect. Those deadlines went out the window. We stopped using those deadlines here on the show. Every other YouTuber, or most other YouTubers, most other X accounts were still using it 2 weeks ago. Those deadlines, we were the first to bring it to you and the first to tell you they no longer apply. Other people are just just giving you nonsense, and they were still using those deadlines that no longer applied. Anyway, that 245-day deadline no longer applied. 2 weeks before the shutdown started, we got this new way of filing these XRP or crypto ETFs, which was a more efficient way from the SEC. But then the shutdown happened. A week later, 2 weeks later, we got the news of the shutdown. And what happens during that shutdown was, and I told you the first or second day of the shutdown, ETFs can't get approved. They won't get approved because the SEC manually needs to approve them. And then a couple weeks after the shutdown started, we brought you the news of this new amended. If you look at the screen now, there's this new amended way of filing. Essentially, there was a Q&A from the SEC, and I think I've got it. I don't have it in this newsletter, but it was in the one before for the shutdown, and they said to anyone who wants to IPO or securities going live, you can change your wording and you can bring these out, because unless we tell you otherwise, unless we comment on it, 2 weeks goes by, that's the countdown, and it will get approved. And some of these, the Solana issuers by Grayscale looked at this and said, well, this can actually apply to our ETF. And funny enough, it did apply to their ETF. They changed their wording. All they had to do was change their wording into a specific way, refile, and then the countdown began. So on October the 9th, they refiled their S1 applications, and then that 2-week deadline started. If anyone's having issues with the sound, please refresh YouTube and it will be fine. So there was they refiled, and from the date that they refiled, there was a 2-week countdown or a 20-day countdown. Which one was it? I think it's a 20. Yes, there's a 20-day countdown after they refile. They refiled. 20 days later, Solana ETF went live, HBAR ETF went live, Litecoin ETF went live. And now we've got the same going on with XRP. We have got Canary Canary Funds has updated its S1 registration for its XRP ETF, deliberately removing, and this is what they had to remove, it was called the delaying amendment until the SEC looked over it. Now the SEC doesn't actually have to look at it. If they don't have a comment, it just automatically gets approved. So it was a clause that normally prevents the fund from automatically being effective without explicit SEC approval by invoking Section 8A. So essentially the new way of filing. We've got Canary Capital doing that. They are expected to go live, mark your calendars, November the 13th. Is that guaranteed? Well, there's a few things that can happen. The shutdown could end from now to then. That could throw a spanner in the works. Essentially, the countdown will no longer be a thing. The 20-day countdown is only effective if we are in a shutdown. So if we go out of a shutdown, then it's back to the normal S1. It's not that 245-day deadline. It's just back to the more efficient SEC S1 filings, which normally takes a couple weeks anyway. So it's, let's say the shutdown ends on the 19th. On the 13th. When is it due? Let me just check again. Let's say this would be worst case scenario. If the shutdown ends on the 12th of November, well, that 20-day countdown completely ends. Even though we're due to go live on the 13th and the shutdown ends on the 20th, we might have to wait an extra couple weeks to go through the normal procedures of the new S1. So it's all a bit complicated, but essentially, if the shutdown continues, the 13th is when we'll get the XRP ETF, unless there is still some risk. The SEC can come out at any point and review it and say, you need to make an amendment. So the SEC staff, even though they're on very low capacity, they can still come out and stop it. The NASDAQ might take a while to finalize the 8A, but they've never done that, so that's not really a risk. They need sufficient XRP liquidity, but I'm sure if these providers are filing, they will have that sorted. And of course, lawmakers could question the ETF auto approval. But these are all risks that you should take into consideration, but not think that they are game changers. The only issue is the shutdown ends and then it's another 14 days, or the SEC comes out, even though they're low staffed, and make a comment. But essentially, again, we're not like other channels. I could come out here and say we're 100% having an ETF tomorrow. There was people in the chat again the other day that kept telling me there's two credible XRP YouTubers who were telling me that there was going to be an XRP ETF 2 weeks ago, last week on Wednesday, last week on Thursday, Friday, where was it? I don't want to just come out and give you nonsense. I'm going to tell you the facts, whether it's good, bad, whether it's complicated or not. I'm going to tell you exactly what's at stake here. We've got more news here from Bit. So that was Canary Capital. It looks like Bitwise have also amended their filings. I'll come on to that. But yeah, please be careful with other YouTubers, with other people on X are still going off the deadlines. We remember, we were the first to bring you those 245-day deadlines about 200 days ago. And we were the first to tell you they no longer apply. There's people still looking at our analysis and telling you that there should be ETFs being approved just based off fake deadlines. There's credible XRP ETFs apparently. For credible XRP YouTubers, there's two big ones that keep popping up in our chat that are saying there's going to be $1,000 XRP tomorrow or next year or last year, and there's supposed to be an ETF coming as soon as last Wednesday. They just don't take the time to put the research in like we do. Please just stop listening to people that are continuously wrong with their facts. I don't claim to know what's going to happen tomorrow, next week in regards to the price. I don't give crazy predictions. I give you my thoughts, my opinions, and I try and give you the analysis. When we look at facts like this, we bring you the facts. When it comes on to predictions, I'm very clear that I do not have a crystal ball, and nobody has a crystal ball. Anyway, sometimes it really annoys me when just random people come out and try and manipulate our audience. Let's come on to some more real facts from genuine reporting from Crypto in America by Eleanor Terrett. They were questioning the Bitwise president about XRP, and then right after this, they amended their filing. So let's listen into this first.
If the government reopens, like, do you expect, I mean, from your own XRP, and I don't know how much you can say on this, honestly, but from your own applications, do you expect, the SEC to, maybe launch those or approve those?
Sorry, let me see if I can make the volume a little bit louder for you guys. Let me bring that over here and go. Let me start that again.
If the government reopens, like, do you expect, I mean, from your own XRP, and I don't know how much you can say on this, honestly, but from your own applications, do you expect, the SEC to, maybe launch those or approve those rather quickly, or is there still work to be done on the XRP ETF specifically?
Yeah, so it's a great question, Ellie. The honest answer is that I don't know. And
Right.
the second part of the honest answer is that I because it's a registration statement that is not effective for the Bitwise XRP ETF, I need to be super cautious about what I do say, but I can say a few things. And what I can say is that when you want to avail yourself of this, what I will call the auto effective clause that allows the registration statement to automatically go effective, you're not just going alone. You as a registrant, you need to have a listing exchange that is willing to list the product. And so in the case of the Bitwise Solana staking ETF BSOL, that was the New York Stock Exchange. As you showed the pictures, we had the great event yesterday. The listing exchange needs to be comfortable that all of the disclosure requirements have been met, that the registrant and the registrant's outside counsel are comfortable that all of the requirements have been met. Another great picture. Look at Toli, he's so excited. Each of these issuers has an auditor, required to have an auditor, and the auditor needs to sign off on this. There needs to be authorized participants. There need to be market makers. There need to be liquidity providers. So it's sort of like this whole ecosystem of others that need to be comfortable that the registration statement going effective in this manner.
So there we go. That was Bitwise. He didn't tell us much, but what was important that he mentioned there was not only is it these issuers that can just say, okay, let's go live, there is a whole ecosystem behind it that also needs to be taking place. And the more interesting part is right after this interview, if you can look over here, we've got James Sefran. Again, I think he's from Bloomberg as well, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he's a Bloomberg analyst. He then said, new Bitwise Invest and VanEck join crew of issuers filing potentially launch crypto products next month. Earlier, we had Fidelity and Canary file for Solana in this way. also Canary file for XRP will be interesting to see how this plays out. So, and then Eleanor Terrett responded saying, Bitwise and Venek US have just updated their XRP S1 applications. And then he said, Teddy, did you do this after your appearance day? So that was from Halloween last Friday that they had this interview. Hours later, Bitwise have now also updated their S1 applications. We're not 100% sure if that's the 20-day countdown begins from October the 31st. We need to check their actual filings. But essentially, there could be another 2 XRP ETFs come live a week after the Canary Capital. But it does seem like, from our research so far, the only the first XRP ETF to come out will be this Canary XRP ETF, because we've looked at the filings and it highlighted up here. You can see that they've changed their wording. So what's happened here is that was on October the 24th. You go 20 days ahead, and what we're looking at is that that XRP ETF to go live on November the 13th. Now, what does that actually mean in terms of XRP price? Well, let me start off by saying it's ultra bullish. Having an ETF for a crypto just allows so many more people to invest in XRP. And remember, this isn't like the other XRP ETFs we've had where, is it a spot ETF? Is it a leveraged ETF? Is it a 2x, 3x ETF where do they actually hold any XRP? This is an XRP spot ETF, and you can bet you that about 95% plus of their holdings will be buying XRP spot. So you go and buy this ETF, you'll pay a small management fee, but I don't know, maybe it's 1%, 2%, I haven't really looked. Maybe it's less. They go ahead and buy their XRP and store it for you. So they are taking XRP away from the market. Remember, no one can issue, well, you can issue more XRP, but no one's, all validators are not going to agree to that unless there's a massive need for it. So yeah, essentially there's going to be 100 billion XRP, and these spot ETFs, when traders, when stock investors, when pension funds will start buying them, because it's a much easier way to buy. I promise you, most people are way better off buying an ETF than going out and getting a ledger and losing their XRP. I know we all love the phrase, not your coins, not your wallet, not your keys, not your coins, whatever the phrase is. But in reality, the amount of people that have lost out because they've lost their keys, they don't know how to operate it, they get scammed, they get this. Most people are way better off forgetting about that and just buying the stock, because it's very, very safe. Again, not financial advice on either side. There is, in my opinion, more risk buying yourself a ledger and trying to put your XRP in there if you don't know what you're doing, or going on an exchange. And whether that's for you or not, the idea I'm trying to say is most people in the world would much rather hold an ETF, and that's why it's so bullish that we're going to finally have an XRP spot ETF. Remember, there's tax advantages in certain places as well. For example, if we had it here in the UK, you could throw it in an ISA and it'll be tax-free growth for 20,000 pounds worth of XRP, for example, if we had it here in the UK. I don't know what the rules are in the US, but I'm sure you can be putting it into your Roth IRA. I know in Canada, people love the spot ETF there because they've got tax efficient accounts. So people, and there's not many places where you get tax efficient crypto accounts. So when it's in an ETF form, it opens the door to so much more opportunities. And remember, financial advisors around the world, once it's on the stock market, are more likely to be able to advise on it and put it as part of the capital. Pension funds can get involved. So overall, it's super bullish, in my opinion. Now the question is, what does that mean for XRP's price? Well, unfortunately, the news is, unlike what would get us headlines and what would get us views and what we would all love, the price of XRP on the day of the announcement is not going to go through the roof. We're not going to get those crazy price predictions by the end of the year. We're not going to hit $1,000 a coin by the end of the year. We're not going to get $100 a coin. We're not going to get $50 a coin. We're probably not going to get $30. We're probably not going to get $20 a coin by the end of the year. That's the reality. Very unlikely we get any of those price predictions. The higher you go, the way it's just not going to happen. But over time, what it means is every crypto bull run you have, every bit of good news you have for XRP, there's going to be people that can buy and hold XRP in an easier fashion. So they can go out on their brokerage and buy XRP. So over time, there's going to be less supply for XRP. There's going to be more ways for people to buy XRP. So over the long term, which is where you should always look, it's super bullish. Over the short term, it could be bullish. The only way that we can have a sudden jump in price on the day of the XRP ETF, and that's not going to happen. We're not going to have a massive jump in XRP's price unless in 2 weeks' time or in a week's time, we've got about 10 days left until the launch, we go into a super bullish phase of the market. When we are in super bullish phases, whether that was where we broke out of this channel back in July of 2025, whether you go back to December or November of 2024, when you went from 50 cents to $2.60, if you're in one of those major bullish phases and you get that spark, which is a very it's just a news event, and that's just like pouring petrol on a fire. If you've already got the fire rolling, and that's if the chart is going parabolic already, and then you've got some good news thrown your way, and that would be this ETF news, that's like pouring petrol on a fire, and then you explode a bit more because that sentiment's there. Everyone's looking for the next bit of good news to continue the euphoria, and you might go up 30, 40, 50% on that day. However, is that likely to happen? No, because we're not really going euphoric yet. Maybe we go euphoric in the next week or so, but right now we're not. The most likely scenario is just like what happened with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, HBAR, and Litecoin. They all launched. Bitcoin was a sell the news, Ethereum went up a couple percent, Litecoin was flat, Solana was flat, HBAR was 10% up. Nothing special. It might be up, it might be flat, it might be sell the news, it might be up 10, 20%. Most likely, in my opinion, we might be up 5 or 10%. Nothing significant. So if you've got your hopes up because you think an XRP ETF is going to ignite your portfolio on the day, most likely it won't unless you're in a euphoric run. What it's good for is those long-term XRP holders that don't have outlandish predictions. It opens up the door to a lot more XRP investment, and that's why I'm excited about it. That is amazing news. I just don't be fooled about all the headlines you see other places or other people trying to sell videos. It's not going to be a $2.50 to $4. We do have a poll running right now in the chat. I'm sure it's going to be an unpopular opinion. What's everyone saying? 16% of you say, let me go to our live chat and end the poll so we can look at the results. What's everyone saying? What your thoughts? So my question to you was, what are your November XRP predictions shortly after the ETF goes live? So this is, my question was, November, we're in it now. If that ETF does go live because of the shutdown, the 2-week window, the 20-day countdown, that brings us to the 13th, 14th of November. What is your prediction very shortly after that? Still within November, what's your XRP prediction? 40% of you say $3.50 plus. Shortly after the XRP, that's saying, so 40% of you who are watching are saying, from where we are right now, $3.50 plus. So let's just say $3.50. That's, you're saying 40% in the next couple weeks. Most of you are saying we're going to go up 40% in the next couple weeks. Is it possible? Yes. Is it the most likely scenario? I don't think so. I think we might. I don't think so. The next answer was $2.50 to $3. I think so. I think we'll be between $2.50 and $3. I think that's a nice range. I think that would be a big pump. That's between like a 10 to 20 to 30% pump from now in the next couple of weeks because of the ETF. I think I would go in that range between $2.50, a little bit higher, and $3. $3 and $3.50. Again, that's quite a big pump from where we are. Under $2.50, we could easily be under $2.50 as well. We're currently at $2.48. We might be going down. Look, no one can predict the short-term time frames. We might be going down next week. We might be going up next week. So again, just be careful. Don't expect everything to go up on the ETF launch. I know we could come out here and tell you that and you'll feel a lot better and you'll get excited, we'll get excited, our views will go up and all of that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, we want to be honest. We want to build an honest crowd. We don't want to be selling you fake videos. Real benefits will come long term. Oh, Sab, lovely to have you in the chat. Nice to see you here. Yes. The real benefits will come long term. And yes, we have been investing in XRP for a while. The long term could be in the next few months. I mean, if you look back on where XRP has been, if you look at 2017, we were at $3. So $10 XRP is quite a good return on investment, and that could be happening in the next few months. I haven't ruled that out. I'm 50-50 whether we're in a bull market or bear market. But if I'm looking 5 years in the future, I'm expecting to see a 20, 30, 40, 50, but depending on where we top out this bull market, maybe even $100 XRP in the next 5 years. So put that long-term lens on and still be excited about the ETF. Everyone should be super excited about this XRP ETF and should be tracking it, but don't get disappointed on the day when you don't get the returns that other YouTubers and X accounts are promising you. Yes, long term. Yes, XRP did 40% multiple days in the past. Yeah, but that's not based on something that everyone knew. Everyone knows this XRP ETF is going to come out. It won't do 40% in a day unless you're in a massively euphoric cycle at the end of a market cycle. So, no, not happening. The past is a good way to predict the future. You're too pessimistic. There we go. Unfortunately, you're probably going to get wrecked, and you're probably going to FOMO in. You're going to FOMO in at $5, $6, $7, $8. It's going to crash, come down to $1, and you're going to sell. The people that think I'm too pessimistic are the people that probably, and unfortunately, listen to other YouTubers that tell them that the price is going to go to $100 and $1,000 and probably get wrecked. We don't want to do that here, and I welcome you to the channel, and please keep asking questions, but I am not pessimistic. If you ask a normal stock trader or a normal investor, what do you think about going from 30 cents to $10 in 2 years, they'll tell you that you're crazy and you shouldn't be chasing that. That's what they would think I'm super bullish, and that's what I've been saying. We bought it at 30 cents and I've said we can go to $10. That is not pessimistic. That is super bullish. If you think that happens, then great. Ethereum only 10% up at the moment since ETF happened. There you go. That's the real news. Bitcoin is dropping. XRP is next. Hopefully won't stay down for long. I hope not. You're talking about the ETF only. Yeah, I'm talking about the ETF. I'm also okay. I think Sunset understands now. Look, my predictions for XRP, if we continue with the bull run, which we might do, we might not, I've been confident in the past in a bear market when XRP is at 30, 40 cents, saying this is a great time to buy from me. I've been very bearish 2022 when I first came on this channel about where we are in that crypto market cycle. Right now, I'm sort of in no man's land. Are we going to continue into the euphoria? Are we not? Either way, I am prepared. I'm actually more bullish than not because I'm still invested and I don't want to miss out on that run. Worst case, we go into a bear market and I buy more. I still think $5 to $10 is very possible this cycle, even this year. What would sell the news be on the day of the ETF? No, it wouldn't be horrific. I mean, sell the news might take, depending on the market structure and what Bitcoin's doing. If it's a sell the news, maybe 10%. I mean, it's not going to be something dramatic. ETF is priced in, I think, says Mersat Ant. Yeah, it could be priced in. It just depends how bullish the launch is. So what's not priced in is how much volume is coming in during that launch, that data we get during that launch. So if it's really bullish figures, better than Solana, Litecoin, maybe better than Ethereum, potentially coming up to the Bitcoin launch numbers, then that will show a lot of bullishness, and that's not priced in. If it's very low numbers and it's a terrible launch and there's no excitement around it, then maybe we'll sell off a bit. But that's what's not pricing. But yeah, the ETF itself, everyone knows. I mean, no, the big money's not stupid. They know what we're saying on this YouTube channel. They have this information in front of them as well. They anticipate the ETF. If they were listening to other YouTubers and they thought remember, these massive hedge funds obviously do a lot more research than any of us if they're going to get into something. So if their research showed what other YouTubers are telling you about $1,000 XRP next year or tomorrow or all of this sort of stuff that you hear from other X channels, XRP would not be at $2.50 right now. It would be at $500. Oh, here we go. We've got MSK in the chat as well. Lovely to see you here, MSK. What have you said? My advice is if you have made a lot of money off XRP, then take some profits and live life. I took out enough to buy my dream house. Leave yourself a forever bag and don't be attached. There we go. Yeah, don't be attached. Don't bury a coin. Congratulations to MSK. He bought in. He made enough money. And he thought, let me enjoy it. What's the point of just holding a digital coin that's not going to do me anything? So don't just marry something and think you should never sell it. If you hit your targets, then you hit your targets. Congratulations to you. Nothing wrong with selling. There is Saab as well with the trophy emoji. Corey Williams. We're actually over time. We're going over to our Electrum event literally now. We're over time. Electrum event. Grab yourself the membership. Where's that link gone from the membership? I'll give you this link. Essentially, what is the Electrum membership? Well, most of you are bronze, some of you are gold. If you're gold, sponsor, or platinum, you automatically get the service. If you're bronze, this is to all the people that are watching right now who are bronze members, silver members, or not a member of the channel. Right after this, I'm going to be answering all your questions, hopefully be doing all your chart requests, and we're going to be going over to our Electrum Trivia Night. It's members only, but it's Electrum members and above. So let me give you this link. All you have to do is click that link, either upgrade or choose the Electrum membership. If the next 5 people that become Electrum members, I'm going to take down your name and I'll be doing you a special chart request where I'll give you all the analysis. I'll answer all your questions as well. So you get that special perk. I'm just going to get a notes ready. So if anyone from now, the next 5 people that become Electrum events, I'm about to answer some of your questions and then end the show. The next 5 people that become Electrum events, not only right after this are we going over to our trivia night where we consolidate some of the ideas we've been presenting over the last week, some of the news, some of the ways to make money in the market, some of the ways not to lose out, some real information, plus chart requests, plus all your questions answered because it's a much smaller group of us than normally. It's our newest membership. It's at our cost, so do go and check it out. It's the Electrum membership. It's our newest membership, and I'll take note of anyone who joins now. So any Electrum members, any gold members, stay tuned because right after this, in about 5 minutes, we'll be going over to that Electrum event. Every Sunday, we have those events as well. You get all the perks of bronze, all the perks of silver, and then you'll join that VIP club. Corey Williams says, yeah, I'll only be playing around while in retail level. The institutions are taking over. What else? What other questions do we have? $10 this year will be nice. I think if everything rallies, we could for sure. Yeah. If we have crypto rally, Bitcoin go to 150,000, the stock market continue going euphoric, we can get $10. I've got my take profit strategy. I'll be telling you on the Electrum event. I've shared on the show right now already, but I'll be selling all the way from $4 to $10, keeping a moon bag as well. XRP will be on the long haul. On a long haul. Just be patient, says Google Eyes. So after all the XRP ETFs are out, will we still drop back to $2? Yes, we could. The XRP ETF isn't a I don't know what to call it, but yeah, of course we can come down to $2. It doesn't stop us going down to $2. I mean, the Bitcoin ETF came out, we were at 30,000 or 40,000. We dropped down to 30. It doesn't create a level we can no longer go below. Over time, it might, but in the short term, of course, we can go back down to $2. In fact, if we go to a bear market, let's say stock market starts crashing, we go into a bear market, there's a recession. After all these ETFs are out, 7 ETFs are out by the end of November. End of November, we go into a market correction. We go into a bear market earlier than expected. We're prepared for it because that's what we do on this channel. We're not just prepared for the upside, we're prepared for the downside. We could go down to 50 cents and there could be an XRP ETF. It just means more people can buy at 50 cents because there's more ways to get into it. How low do you see XRP going? Depends where the top is. If we go up to $10, hit our bullish target, our high end target of the cycle, can come back down to $2, $1. It can drop 80%, so $2 maybe, $3 maybe if it's even more bullish, $3.50. I don't know. So around those levels. If we're going to bear market tomorrow, what are we now? $2. We can easily go down to 50 cents. It depends where we top out. Your thoughts and expectation for Hedera. Again, it's all about the market cycle. It's not about the specific token. Now it's got an ETF. Brilliant. I'm bullish on HBAR. If Bitcoin continues to create new highs and the euphoria continues, then I'm even more bullish on HBAR. But if we go into a bear market for the rest of the market, HBAR is going to go down with it. Google Eyes says, Sensei, you got that wrong. It's stable coins. It's stable with price unless things get put in place. Hence, others worth billions and hold 3 million in XRP funds. I have no idea what that comment means. It's stable with price until things get put in place. Hence, others are worth billionaires and hold 3 million in XRP hedge fund. Who's holding XRP? Who's holding 3 million in an XRP hedge fund, and why is it's not a stable coin? Unfortunately, I don't know what you mean there. Joke, but we tell the bull run is over and stop farming more money on them. Nothing else will happen for the left of the year. Some more bouncing that will go down as usual. I have again. Thank you for your random comment. Billions. Let me try and understand what Google Eyes is saying. Thank you for your answer. No worries, Benny Wood. Thank you. Where are you from? Ben Woody. Sound like you're from the UK. Am I right? Where are you from? Google Eyes says, I left a comment as others mentioned. Jake Claver, you need to watch his Q&A. You will learn something. No disrespect, I meant. I'm not going to watch someone who says that XRP is going to hit $1,000 by the end of the year. Sorry, I'm not doing it. I don't even know. I don't have time. Again, just like Martyn says, I don't have time to look at other YouTubers. We focus on the facts, and I've heard enough from what other people tell me. I don't want to go and watch his Q&A. I mean, let's just have a God. I hate doing this, but let's just have a look at what this guy is saying. Here's one of the people. I mean, everyone continues to tell me that they watched this guy for years. Then they came onto our show and they just realized how often these people are wrong. Let's see what this person is saying. His Q&A. God damn it! What are we doing now? I hate doing stuff like this. Everything is about XRP. You can't even think about anything else. Legacy. What's his Q&A? What Q&A are we looking at? What do you want me to look at? I don't understand. I can't see a Q&A anywhere. Is it this one?
Institutions are supposed to multiply to get the market cap. Available supply and total supply are two a lot of market risk at this point for Bitcoin that didn't exist to assets, and that's why had a fake filing for back in November 23.
I can't see a Q&A. Oh, here we go. This.
The travel schedule is very one-on-one consults with how much money you plan to move through the account. You now have $5 million. Well, that's great. So now, semicolon.
In all fairness, I mean, maybe he's not the YouTuber I would think of because I don't watch these YouTubers, but there's so many that just have $1,000 XRP in every title. This one at least doesn't have that in all his titles. Again, as I said, I'm not naming any YouTubers. I don't know these people's names. But on YouTube, if you're just browsing, I've seen many people with $1,000 XRPs. I don't know this person. I haven't watched this person. I'm not specifically saying this person is telling you lies. I don't know. I have not watched this person. But I don't know exactly what you meant by watching. I didn't mean him. I didn't. What did you say? You need to watch his Q&A. You'll learn something. No disrespect, man. That's fine. Google Eyes. I don't take I don't take it as disrespect. We do a lot of research here. But again, I wasn't referring to him anyway. What ETF is the best? Is there an upcoming one? We don't know. If you want to wait and invest in an ETF, it's better to wait maybe a couple months, get all those ETFs out there, see what's got the best fees, etc., etc. There's no rush to buy an ETF. I'm sure you'll hold XRP anyway. I'll probably be waiting to see what there is available and what the competition is on the market. Season 5 is nearly here. The run to 1 million subs. I can't wait for Martyn to be back. And then we'll have all the shows back to back, giving you extra information all the time. Season 5, we are now in November. Martyn will be back this month. Where's Benny from? Oh, Benny Wood, Brit living in Germany. Oh, we love that. What are you doing in Germany? What took you to Germany? I don't know any German. Speckedy Deutsch? Don't even know what hello is. Hello? I don't know. Very bad. Hi, Bit Guten Tag. Oh, there we go. Hi, Bet Be guten Tag. Ben, guten Tag. Hi, Ben, guten Tag, says Martyn. Google Eyes says, he didn't say that. I didn't say he said that. I don't know what's going on. His business is worth $1 billion, and they have 3 million in XRP. Oh, he does. His business is worth $1 billion. Wow, impressive. They have his business is worth 3 billion. Wow, that's impressive. That's very impressive. What does he do? What's his business? Hedge fund? His business is worth $1 billion, and they have 3 million in XRP hedge fund. Interesting. If you don't watch, that means you're not educated. That guy didn't say this year. I Google Eyes. I never said this guy said this year. I wasn't referring to this person. I never said who I was referring to. If I don't watch him, I'm not educated. Okay, thanks. That's your opinion. Texas says, can you tell me which companies donated to the White House ballroom? Yeah, there's a whole list. We've been over it. Ripple was part of it. Coinbase was part of it. I think that the list was revealed. Which companies donated to ballroom? We covered the companies in the newsletter. If you haven't got the newsletter yet, there is the link. There's a list. Let me see if I can pull it up. Meta, Apple, Amazon, Google, Lockheed Martin, Microsoft, Comcast, Altria, Coinbase, Palantir, T-Mobile, Ripple, Hard Rock International, Tether America, Union Pacific Railroad, Micron Technology, Caterpillar, Booz Allen Hamilton, HP, NextEra Energy, Reynolds America, the Alton Family Foundation, Stephen E. Brody, Betty Wald, Carls and Marcia, Edward and Shear Glass. These are just the individuals, but yeah, I told you all the companies. Yeah. There you go. Someone else is telling me he says that too. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Let me go here. One of you says, Master Ant, welcome in. He says that too. He's always saying it'll go to 1K by year end. I don't know. I don't. If he says that, I think that's terrible. Martyn says Jake Cleverly does not have the tick from YouTube like we do. Staying authentic, genuine, like Sensei, please show our tick. Yeah, I mean, look at this key difference here. I mean, if you go to his YouTube, you can see he's got 150,000 subscribers, but you can see he does not have a tick. If I take you onto, let me go over here and go onto Martyn's YouTube. Very easily, you can see this. Always keep an eye on these. It shows the authenticity. It shows that everything is correct. That we don't just create content willy-nilly about whatever. Look at this authenticity, genuine content tick on Martyn's channel. You can see it right next to Martyn Lucas Investor, and then you've got that tick on the right. You can't just add that tick randomly. YouTube has to verify you. This channel does not have it. Jake company is holding millions of XRP for clients with Anchorage. Cool. Amazing. Google Eyes says stop with the tick. Many have a tick. They're right. Jake is not trusted on YouTube. Yeah. Back to Sao Paulo next week till end of January. I'm going to be chill drinking, waiting for ETFs and XRP. Sick boy customs. I love it. Exactly. Thank you, Martyn. Jake does not have it. The content is not as genuine, as trusted as we are. As a potentially new XRP investor, it's now a good time to purchase? Thanks again. Appreciate questions. Bean stocks. We don't give financial advice. We share our opinion. We tell you the facts. We do our research. We share our journey. We share what we're doing. But we don't give advice. So if you come out and ask Is it a good time to buy XRP? Well, it depends on each person, your risk tolerance, your assets, your time frame, many things. So I can't come out and tell you, yes, it's an amazing time to buy, or no, wait for the dip. We can't do that. In terms of personally, I bought at 30 cents. I'm a very high risk investor. Am I interested in buying now? I bought 2 weeks ago on that crash at $1.50. No, for me, it's not a great time to buy. If me personally, I just discovered XRP with my risk tolerance, with my thoughts, with my knowledge on XRP, and I'm not saying I'm the most clever person and I've got a $1 billion hedge fund, with my thoughts and opinions, I'd look at XRP and go, well, it might not be the best price I'll ever get XRP, but it's worth me holding some. So I'll buy now, but with my strategy of using charts to swing trade and find levels of lower risk to buy and keep me in check with my emotions by using charts. I'll buy some now because I don't want to miss out on it and I think it's great. But I'll also have these specific levels that I'll buy more. Greg Gorton says, Jake was trying to hold XDC staking with Anchorage, but Anchorage too busy working on BlackRock assets for custody. God. Check that link. Check that link. He says it. Master Ant, unfortunately, because you're not a moderator, no links can come out. You can't send any links to YouTube for security reasons. You can always message me on Substack, Discord, send me a link on X. But right now on YouTube, to make sure no one gets scammed here, we take the highest security precautions. We shut down our comment section just for members, even though that makes us lose out money. We care about our members, so members is the only people that can comment on the comment section. And yeah, we can't post links for security reasons. And on that note, if anyone ever messages you pretending to be me, pretending to be Martyn, telling you they've got an amazing investment opportunity, telling you that they can double your money, telling you that there's this new token, telling you to do anything in regards to your finances, it's not us. It's not us. It's not us. It's not us. We never get involved in your finances. We never ask you personal questions. We never ask you to move your money around. That is not us. There's people pretending to be us. Please be careful of the scammers. Willy-nilly, so British. His business is worth 1 billion. He has 3 million XRP and has the biggest ROI as in customers in the world. Please learn. Right. Okay, enough of Jake. I'm bored of it. If you like him, watch him, not us. Simple. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't want to get into the ins and outs. I've heard enough from people, members that have messaged me about these people. Some of them, sometimes they refer to this person, sometimes they refer to someone else. Sometimes I see other people on YouTube. You will figure it out over time. I would hate for anyone to lose out. And if you want the truth, you can listen to us. If you don't, then take some risks with other channels. Nothing wrong. Again, I watch other channels. I'm not really, but sometimes I watch other channels. But just know that we are the most genuine, the most real, the most honest channel on YouTube. When XRP was created, there were not so many stable coins as there are now. What do you think makes XRP will finally take the intended place now? Hasn't it lost its momentum? Absolutely not. I think XRP is getting better by the day. Just let Jake sell your dreams. Yeah, exactly. Just let them sell your dreams. I'll reiterate. Google eyes, I'd love to know what your prediction is for XRP. Again, I appreciate as a member. We've had a great conversation in the past. But I just want to know, what is your XRP predictions? Tell me your end of year prediction, your 5-year prediction. What is your predictions on XRP? And that will maybe give us an insight on what content you have been consuming. I didn't say I like him. I didn't say I like him. I say that he says that. I don't know. I didn't say I like him. He says that. I don't think that was in reference to me. Not a member yet, but Jake the Lake Claver is a complete click bear machine. There we go. Everyone's entitled to their opinions, whether you love them or hate them. We don't really care. But thank you for your information. I just hope everyone just gets some good information, not some nonsense. I don't believe him. Just pointing out on the stupid stuff he says. Thank you. Yeah, no, I know that's what you're saying. I think you're talking. I think you're talking to someone else. When we expect the big news, Sensei, it'll be on the 13th of November. We should get that XRP ETF as long as the shutdown doesn't occur. I'll be happy with $100 XRP in 5 years. That'll be. I mean, we should all be very happy with that. This is the number. Channel Sensei, will you be covering Ripple Swell event in a few days? Ripple Swell event, if there is a Ripple event, yes, we will be covering it. I resume research on Monday to Friday. We do those hours of research, so I will probably come across it tomorrow morning and make that announcement if we are going to cover it, but I'm sure we will be covering it. Thank you for all you do. Yep, no worries. Thank you for being here. $5 end of year. XRP is assigned to work at 10K. It's designed to work at any number. XRP too manipulated in my opinion. $4. This is the greatest channel I have come across on YouTube. Thank you, Joshua James. Jim Ricketts, $4 by April, if not 1.5. We're going to go over to our Electrum events full of very wise investors and away from some of the nonsense. If you do want to join that VIP club and come to our Electrum event and learn some more, it is pinned in the live chat. It is the Electrum membership. If you use that link, you can upgrade or choose that Electrum membership. We'll be starting about 10 minutes. The quiz will officially be starting in about 10 minutes. The event starting straight after this. We answer all your questions as well. I'm going to give you the link one final time. If you haven't become an Electrum member yet, do consider it. Best time to do it. If you don't like the quiz, try it out today. You can cancel it or downgrade. But yeah, do tune in to, what have I done there? Do tune into our Electrum event or become an Electrum member. Right after this, we're going to it. So you've got a few minutes to sign up. There is the link. Click that, upgrade to Electrum or become an Electrum member. All the perks of bronze, silver, plus all the perks of our newest VIP club, Electrum. XRP is not the same coin it was years ago. Thank you, Corey. $4.5 by April, or it'll be $2.30. Thank you, Jim Ricketts. Greg Gorton says, Jake's prediction is crazy, but he claims someone from 3-letter has approached him and told him XRP is off-world, and those behind it are not going anywhere. Anything above $10 is supernatural. Thank you, Greg, for your information. We wish you the best. More like Jake. Thank you, guys. Always listen to your gut. Nothing will be too good. Nothing is, what's the saying? Nothing's too good to be true. Don't be careful about things that seem too good to be true. $1,000 XRP by the end of the year is not happening. $100 XRP by the end of the year is not happening. There is no such thing as a get-rich-quick scheme. There's such things as risky investments that can play off better because mainstream haven't caught on. I think the XRP is one of them. But yeah, the best rule of investing is most of your money should be going into index funds. You should be forgetting about it, going out there, making a difference in the world, earning some money, putting it into those ETFs, and over time with compound interest, they will grow, and there will be your amazing retirement. Thank you for choosing to be part and watching the most honest, most real YouTube channel. Our promise to you is that we will always be honest. We might be wrong, we might be right. More often than not, you can tell if you've been a member for a while, we've been right, but we might be wrong. But one thing we'll never do is not be honest. We're honest. We don't take sponsorship. Martyn turns down $30,000 plus deals. He's told you live on the show. We don't take it from crypto projects. We don't take it from FTXs of the world. We don't bring you onto leverage trading. Remember, all those people selling you leverage trading, they know that you're going to lose and they still make money if you lose. So we're not like the other channels. We're here to build a community, answer all your questions, and hopefully navigate the markets together and become rich together. But it's never financial advice. Thank you for being part of this community, whether you're a member or not. We appreciate all the members because they make sure that we are running. And we don't have to make videos like other YouTube channels every single day. We can come live, talk to our members, build a community. But yeah, thank you. Appreciate every single one of you. We never take it for granted. And now we're going to be going over to our Electrum event to hopefully have some more fun, educate some more, and have a great time with the community. But Ripple Swell is a must watch. Yeah, we'll be covering it live. Until next time, I'll see you tomorrow morning, 2 hours before the opening bell. Any members Electrum and above. Electrum, Gold, Sponsor, Platinum. Stay where you are. This will take you automatically over to our members event, and there we go. We don't try and pump meme coins here. No, we don't. But until next time, I'll see you tomorrow morning, 2 hours before the opening bell. Electrum members and above, I'll see you on the Electrum show right now. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.